Oh, it is Christmas today, baby girl. It is Christmas. What's up, everybody? It is a Blue Drake, and today TitanIM has decided to blitz a whole bunch of mind-blowing videos for the public to enjoy. Now, for whatever reason, this one actually doesn't have audio, but it doesn't make it any less incredible. Now, if you don't know what TitanIM is a platform very similar to games like Arma, or even, I guess, games like VBS, Virtual Battle Simulator, which is like the military version of Arma. They have announced on their page that a version of their game is actually going to be available for entertainment purposes. Currently, the version of their quote-unquote game is used for military training, which is really, really cool. But that means not only is this going to be a very large-scale, in-depth simulation, but the cool thing about TitanIM is it's built on the Altera engine, which means, as their little logo here suggests, it takes place on an entire planet. So as opposed to Arma, where you just have, really large like islands or continents even, this takes place on an entire planet. The entire planet is your world. And it does have multiplayer. And it does have land, air, and sea, and what we're going to be looking at today is the tank that they just released, the M1A2 preview for TitanIM. And this is probably one of the coolest things that I've wanted in a game, especially a military simulation game. Because as you guys know, let's start this out. For those of you who do not know anything about me, I am a whore for vehicle interiors. There are so many games out there, especially games that deal with tank, like Battlefield 4 and stuff like that get tanks all wrong. A tank is a huge piece of equipment that is manned by multiple people, and it cannot be operated by any less than multiple people. Yet everyone kind of has a tank in video games as if it's a car. Like you have one person in there just doing everything. Not true at all. And I think one of the reasons of that major misconception is most games don't have vehicle interiors. So when you're playing as a tank in Battlefield 4, you're not sitting there thinking like, you know what, there's a lot of systems inside this tank that would be utterly impossible for one single person to actually manage. And that's one of the reasons I really like the idea of vehicle interiors. And here is the M1A2 Abrams in TitanIM with vehicle interiors. Look at that. Utterly beautiful. And here's the strange thing that I don't understand. A lot of people have said, like, oh man, vehicle interiors are so difficult, and why would we do vehicle interiors when we could just cut out vehicle interiors? And I think that's an excuse. I think that's kind of a really weird cop-out, because there are so many games out there, and there are so many really, like, when you look at games like Arma, when you look at games like even Battlefield, you look at the interiors of some of Arma's normal Jeeps and stuff like that. They are not considerably more complex than something like this. But I think developers think that since the stigma is we don't have to do armored interiors because everybody just likes plain tanks like a car, so we can just not draw attention to that and also not do interiors. They just don't. And I think that cuts away a lot of the realism. I think it cuts away a lot of gameplay opportunities that otherwise are just ignored for whatever reason. And I'm really happy to see something like TitanIM exploring that in depth. I think this could be really, really cool. Now, let me answer a couple of questions, because some people have actually had questions about TitanIM, like, or more specifically, criticisms. One of the biggest criticisms I've heard was, well, if TitanIM takes place on an entire planet, then you'd have to have millions and millions of people to populate the entire planet. And my answer to that is, why do you think you would play on the entire planet? Like, look at Arma. Even Arma is too huge for Arma. You look at Project Reality with 4x4 kilometer maps. Look at Project Reality. Battlefield 2, Project Reality. The maps are huge. But the one thing that makes Project Reality work? There's only one objective that you're fighting over at any given time. So even if the rest of the entire map is devoid of life, which normally it is, you have one objective that's kind of like a hotspot of action, meaning you can take that principle and apply it as large as you want. Just because TitanIM has an entire planet doesn't mean you have to play on the entire planet. It doesn't mean that combat is going to be unfolding across the entire planet. You could have it be like Project Reality, where you have multiple objectives and only one objective is in play at any given time. So if you wanted to fly across the entire planet, you could, but there's one objective and combat is focused to still make it feel competitive and fun. That is a point that has been proven many different times in many different games. Hell, even look at PlanetSide 2. PlanetSide 2 has thousands and thousands and thousands of players, and what do? They still focus combat on a front line. Why do they do that? In order to have, you know, good, dense combat, even though there's giant... in PlanetSide 2, you could walk for hours and hours on either side of that front line and not see a single person for forever. But you're not going to do that. Why? Because the combat's at the front line. You go to the front line. That's where the combat is. Same thing with this. You can take that principle to as large as you want. You could do that for an entire fucking universe if you wanted to. I mean, unless you made it really hard to get around. But in the core concept is, if you focus combat and you give people the ability to get to the objective with planes or choppers or jets or other whatever transport else you have, combat will be focused and will still be just as enjoyable an experience as you would have on, say, Arma. Okay, moving on. Why don't they have audio for this? I feel like they might have literally just forgotten to put audio on this. They're a small enough company where I would believe that. I'm so excited. So excited. So, unfortunately, there's not nearly as much about this. I wish they had, like, shown more about the interiors. There's only just this one screenshot, but it doesn't matter because I'm, like, super excited about it. Anyways, in fact, this is actually kind of interesting. I want to look. What was this? Was that picture-in-picture? Was that? Show me. That over there. That looks like picture-in-picture. Did you see that? Could just be a reflection. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah. Oh shit! I can't blow that up any more than I have. Enhance. I don't know. I think that's picture-in-picture, but I can't really tell. But yeah. All right, that's it. I just want to make that quick update video. Really excited about this. Really cool. Hopefully we will get more information as it comes along. And if you guys see anything, make sure you tell me. Okay, all right. I got to go work on stuff.